Hello and welcome to Wendell's Guide to soloing Yogg-Saron version 5.2 as a hunter in Old War 25 man. So basically, you want to send your pet to the very center, and you don't need a tanking pet for this. And you don't need a tanking spec pet for this either. All you need to do is have a DPS pet with growl turned on. So just send your pet in, put it on passive in the very center, and then just MD any as that spawn onto your pet. Now for phase 1, how it works is there will be little green vapors. As long as you avoid the green vapors, only one ad will spawn at a time, and you just MD the ad that spawns onto your pet, and then once it dies, it explodes, dealing damage to Yogg-Saron. After like, I don't know, 8 or 9 of these explosions around Yogg-Saron, she will transition to phase 2. And that's pretty much how you deal with phase 1. You just MD any ads that spawn to your pet. Once they're at the center, tell your pet to manually attack and then kill them. So phase 1 isn't overly hard, just boring and long, though not as long as phase 3. I like to actually set Yogg-Saron as my MD or my focus as well, and you can see she's got a green nameplate here. Once she transitions to phase 2, she'll go to a red nameplate, and what you want to do is, as soon as you see her transition to phase 2 with the red nameplate, you want to feign death. If you do it right, then you'll get picked up by a tentacle, but the other tentacles will despawn, and she won't use any of her, a lot of her extra abilities she generally won't use in phase 2. So just make sure you don't men pet though at all in phase 1 or phase 2. So no men petting in phase 1 or phase 2. That's bad. Your self-heal should be able to keep your pet up very easily though, so your spirit bond. So just don't men pet at all in phase 1, phase 2. So you can see she's at 1%, so I'm waiting for her transition for the nameplate to turn red, and now I'm going to feign death. As soon as I see it, I'm like, should we? There we go. So I feign death. Now I just tell my pet to manually attack the tentacle that's picked me up, and then the other tentacles despawn. So now what you want to do is you just kind of make sure you don't face Yogg, but you just kind of stand there, wait for additional tentacles to spawn, and then they'll pick you up, tell your pet to attack them. Generally the first 2 that pick you up you can kill. The 3rd one that picks you up, you actually want to let it just hold you for a little bit. If you see additional tentacles, like I saw this additional one, so I ran and killed it real quick. You can kill those, but tell your pet to attack the 3rd tentacle that picked you up, but don't tell it to kill you. Like once it gets that tentacle low, just tell it to go and attack another tentacle, or tell it to move to slightly out of the attack range. Now once the portals have spawned, you can tell your pet to immediately go ahead and attack the tentacle that's picked you up. That way it'll kill it, and then you can get inside the portal as quickly as possible without having to worry about a different tentacle picking you up. So as long as you did it right, hopefully you should be at full sanity or nearly full sanity once you enter the brain or enter this place, so you shouldn't have to worry about your sanity. And you just run around, kill all the little ads until you can enter the brain room. Hopefully you enter the brain room before he's about halfway through the cast, and at that point just blow all your cooldowns and do as much damage as you can. Make sure you get them to 30%, and then click on the portal to exit once you've gotten them to 30%. From here, what you want to do, try not to face Yogg-Saron, and basically just kind of like go around the outer edges of Yogg-Saron and tell your pet to attack the tentacles. And then while your pet's attacking the tentacles, MD any adds that spawn onto your pet and kill them as quickly as possible. You're basically going to be killing tentacles using your pet, and then killing all the adds that spawn throughout this rest of this fight yourself. But pretty much just before you focus on Yogg-Saron at all, you need to make sure these tentacles get killed. As far as the brain room, also I forgot to mention for that phase 2 part, basically you want to, if you get Yogg-Saron's brain down to almost 30%, just be aware that your dots will keep ticking after you leave. Just make sure you leave before she finishes casting Induce Madness, or you will go insane. So if you have dots ticking and she's close to 30%, make sure you still leave, and there's a chance she will transition after you leave. If she doesn't transition shortly after you leave, then you're probably screwed. But hopefully. So yeah, now that you're in phase 3 and everything, just keep your pet attacking the tentacles, and you keep attacking the adds that spawn. Now, how phase 3 works is once the tentacles and everything are down, basically all you're doing is killing the adds. You just need to make sure you kill those adds priority, otherwise you will be overrun with adds very, very quickly, and that is very bad. If you can, try and actually set Yogg as your focus, so you can actually like kind of see what Yogg's health is as you go along. But just do your best to kill all the tentacles and everything, but your main focus is killing adds. You don't want to get overrun by adds, because if you have multiple adds up, they'll actually heal each other and heal Yogg-Saron, so very bad. As far as positioning in this phase, once you have killed the tentacles, what you can do is, if like you saw me before, what you want to do is like you want to actually try and position yourself so that either your back is facing Yogg-Saron, or you can stand in one of these green pillars and DPS while you're in the green pillar, and you'll get your sanity back as long as you're inside the green pillar. Because you just don't want your sanity to go to 0 or you go insane. But if you have your back to Yogg-Saron, then whenever he casts Lunatic Gaze, it basically won't affect you. But if you're facing him, it'll make you lose sanity. However, if you're in the green pillar and he casts it on you, you'll lose sanity, but you'll just regain it back. So that's how you deal with that. Once all the tentacles are dead, I like to actually stand behind him, in the very back or north end of the instance area, like you can see where I am right now. Basically on the northern end. And basically what I do is I have my pet on passive once all the tentacles are down, and I have my pet attacking Yogg-Saron. While my pet's attacking Yogg-Saron, I will MD any of these adds that spawn to my pet and just kill him as quickly as possible while my pet keeps attacking Yogg-Saron. And that's basically the entire fight. Whenever I can, I try to get off any dots, murder of crows, stuff like that on Yogg-Saron as well. But I really need to focus on actually killing the adds, otherwise I'll get overwhelmed by adds. So it is very because if you have multiple adds up, multiple of these adds up, what will happen is they will end up healing each other, and since your pet is not in tanking spec, your pet will quickly get overwhelmed with multiple adds up and die. And that's pretty much all you're doing for the rest of the fight, mostly, is killing ads, and then whenever you can, try and put like dots, murder crow, stuff like that on the boss. How these ads die also basically is there's a Thor will basically, once the ads are to 1%, normally they can't die, like you don't kill them yourself, but once they're at 1%, Thor will throw his hammer and actually kill them. So all you gotta do is give him the 1% health, and then Thor will throw his hammer and kill him. But you can see I like standing in this green pillar behind the boss because it's pretty much the close enough one where I can, because my pet likes to attack behind the boss, my pet's right there, so that means I can MD to my pet and I'll be close enough that I can stand in the pillar and still DPS the ads. If I were in one of the side ones, then they'd be too far away from me at DPS once I MD'd. And then I can also kind of DPS the Yogg as well. So I find the back green pillar the primary position, or optimal position rather. You do need to watch your berserk timer. I'm not sure exactly what happens if you hit the berserk timer, but I imagine it's probably not very good. You can see I just set Yogg as my focus. So try to get kill once Yogg's below 20%. Do your best. Keep killing ads and everything. Like you can see I actually lost a little bit of time killing ads there. But do your best to keep killing ads, and then whenever you're able to, just get in that extra like kill shot, murder crows, dots, all that stuff on Yogg, because you'll have a long time to kill Yogg, but you're gonna have so many ads that you're just gonna get overwhelmed pretty quickly. So you can see I've got 2 ads up here, and now I've got a 3rd ad up, and I'm starting to get overwhelmed already. I'm like, ah. Now I've got 2 ads up. I'm just like, oh. Yeah, it's not fun. It might be a little easier actually to do as like BM or survival, but yar. This is essentially the strat you use though, is you just leave your pet on the boss, throw any dots you can on the boss, and then just do as much damage to the ads as you can. Try and kill the ads, not have more than 1 ad out at a time. Once Yogg is sub 10%, usually I'll actually start focusing on Yogg. Yeah, you see I got like 1 minute on berserk timer there, so I'm like, oh, okay, this is blah. So if you get 1 minute on berserk timer, or you get whatever, just start popping cooldowns on your pet for survivability, and make sure you got that Phoenix ability up to revive your pet instantly, and just start MDing all the ads onto your pet, and just start focusing down Yogg. And yeah, sub 10%, just you want to really start focusing down Yogg-Saron, get as much damage as you can on Yogg-Saron, especially once you get that, if you've got like a minute or left on the berserk timer. So, but that is the strat for how you do this. Pretty much just have a DPS pet, no tanking spec on it, just growl. So, and then that back position for optimal placement. So hopefully you found this guide helpful, and thanks for watching.